Would you open the door if it knocked every night at the same exact time? Even if no one was there? Welcome to Time Repeats Itself, a supernatural tale where guilt warps time and the past refuses to stay buried. Get ready, this isn't just a haunting, it's a trap built by memory itself. The first time Ethan heard the knock, it was soft, almost polite. It came at precisely 3:17 a.m., sharp and deliberate, 3 soft raps against the ancient wooden door of his inherited countryside home. He jolted awake, the dream slipping from his mind like fog under sunlight. He waited, frozen in bed. The house, built in the 1800s and left to him by an uncle he barely remembered, had been silent until now. Nothing followed. Just wind rustling through distant trees. The next morning, he chalked it up to an overactive imagination and a creaky old house. The knock came again the next night. Same time. Same rhythm. This time, Ethan approached the door, heart thudding against his ribs. When he opened it, no one was there. Just the dense black of night and the hum of insects. But he noticed something odd, a faint set of muddy footprints leading away from the door, disappearing into the dew-wet grass. It unsettled him, but he didn't tell anyone. He was alone. No neighbors nearby. No cell service. And something about the air, something heavy, kept him from leaving. On the third night, Ethan found a journal. It wasn't there before, or so he thought. It was tucked behind the fireplace, bound in cracked leather. The name on the cover was his uncle's. Inside were brief entries, all written at 3:17 a.m. She knocked again. I didn't open it this time. She said the same thing. Word for word. Like last week. The time keeps repeating. I can't tell what's real anymore. Ethan sat back, shivering. His uncle had been hearing the same knock. Was this a family curse? A shared madness? Or worse, was it real? That night, Ethan waited by the door. At 3:17 a.m., the knock came. But this time, a voice followed. Let me in, Ethan. He froze. The voice was soft, female, and unnervingly calm. But what made his blood go cold was the familiarity. It sounded just like his mother. His mother, who had died 10 years ago in a car accident he barely survived. No, he whispered. The voice didn't beg. It simply said, you promised. And then silence. The next day was strange. Ethan woke at 7 a.m., as usual, but something was off. The clock on the wall had reset to 12 o'clock. The eggs he swore he'd used yesterday were untouched. His coffee tin was full again. Then he saw it, the same muddy footprints outside the door. Again. The same events repeated themselves. A phone call from the electricity company. A raven landing on the fence. A deer running across the road at 6:03 p.m. By nightfall, dread had taken root. Time was repeating itself. Exactly. And 3:17 a.m. was coming. He tried to avoid the knock by staying awake. He filled the house with noise, TV static, the hiss of the fireplace, music from his laptop. But the knock still came. No louder, no more urgent. Just persistent. Just the same.
Let me in.
Each night, the voice said something slightly different.
You left me behind. I'm cold. This place isn't right.
He began recording it. The tape always came out blank. Ethan covered all the mirrors, but one in the attic had cracked. When he looked into it, he didn't see himself. Not exactly. The reflection was of him, but older, bruised, bleeding from the scalp, whispering frantically, don't let her in. She'll trap you. Don't believe her. Then the image blinked, and it was gone. He uncovered the mirror again. Just his tired, pale face staring back. On the 8th day, something shifted. The raven didn't land on the fence. The deer didn't cross the road. For a moment, Ethan felt hope perhaps the loop was breaking. But at 3:17 a.m., the knock was louder. And when he opened the door this time out of rage, out of desperation, he saw a woman. Not quite human. She looked like his mother but moved too stiffly. Her eyes were too dark. Her voice, when she spoke, echoed from somewhere behind her face. You opened it. Now you must remember. She vanished. And so did Ethan's vision. When Ethan woke, he wasn't in bed. He was in a room he didn't recognize, damp stone walls, flickering lanterns, and the overwhelming scent of salt and decay. A voice whispered from the shadows. You forgot the promise. Now you'll see what time hides. Vision struck him of his childhood, of a girl who drowned in the well behind his house when he was 7. A girl he'd forgotten. Or repressed. You let her fall, the voice said. She never left. He remembered. Her name was Lila. His cousin. They'd been playing near the well when she slipped. He ran. He didn't tell anyone. They said she ran away. No body was ever found. His uncle knew. That's why the house was left to Ethan. It was a curse passed from guilt to guilt. And now Lila was back. But twisted by time and bitterness. She didn't want revenge. She wanted company. Ethan pleaded with the voice. What do you want? To not be forgotten. I remember now. I swear. Too late. Time snapped. The room blurred. The house returned. He was back in his bed. 3:16 a.m. The knock came again. Desperate, Ethan tried to destroy the door. He set it on fire. Nailed it shut. Blocked it with furniture. But every night, it reappeared untouched. Pristine. He realized then, the door wasn't real. It was symbolic. A doorway into memory, into guilt. The only way out was to face it. The next time, he opened it willingly. Lila was there. Young, soaked, her dress clinging to her small frame. Her eyes were hollow. I waited, she whispered. I'm sorry, he said. She reached out. And when she touched his hand, he didn't feel cold. He felt warmth. Ethan woke the next day. The raven didn't land. The deer never came. The power bill never arrived. He made coffee, walked outside, and saw something strange, a gravestone in the backyard. It read, Lila remembered. Ethan thought it was over. Until he looked at the clock. 3:16 a.m. And the knock returned. But now, it was someone else's voice. A child. A boy. Let me in. I'm scared. Time wasn't repeating. It was recruiting. Some loops break. Others don't. But remember, if you ever hear a knock at 3:17 a.m., don't open it. Or do. And join the loop.